that's when you use your orb on. As you can see, like they realize that I'm the issue. I'm completely untouched, so that's why they went Doomfist. Good switch, but bad execution. Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. Today's video is a weekly episode of Game Sense Wins. What we'd like to do in this series is help you how to improve and influence your game in a much more positive way. Not necessarily win, but help you how to get much more positive outcome and match quality overall. You're going to learn how to do things, what to do based on the team comps, matchups, and different situations. So now obviously we have a Diva, so we don't want to ban Diva, but we would like to ban Zarya. Zarya needs to be banned almost immediately on this map because we have a Diva player and Zarya is actually pretty prominent and dominant on the second phase of Nubani. Always check the maps, check the hero bans, and look what your team wants to run. Obviously, it would be optimal to ban Ashe, but we have an Ashe in our team, so obviously we're going to go with the Sojourn and Sombra because Sombra's like a... I don't really mind going against a Sombra, it's just because people don't really know how to play against a Sombra, so as long as you peel for your teammates, Sombra is literally useless, but nobody peels in this elo, so let me just check my audio. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I think we should be okay. And yeah, today I'm using my headset mic, not my, the semi-pro that I bought, because I'm lazy to set it up. If you guys don't mind if this sounds a little bit worse than usual. I get Mercy will be the optimal pick here because you need someone to synergize well with the Bastion and the Ashe. Also, keep in mind Baptiste would be a really good option because Immortality gets a really good amount of value when you're playing with Bastion. But obviously, if we actually want the Ashe to contest and push the top right part of the map, free the Kiriko to be with the Hog because that's what you want to happen. I need to go Mercy for that scenario, so hopefully this Ashe is good enough. But the only issue that I always have with Mercy is because when you go Mercy, most of the time you kind of like, even if you play really good, you kind of leave your fate on the hands of your random teammates, and that's really, not the best option. Obviously, if you have a great duo, Mercy here is the perfect option, and yeah, hopefully our team... man, Sojourn, that's why I always gotta ban Sojourn. But hopefully we have, I think for at least we have an Ashe, and Ashe can put really good amount of pressure against the Sojourn, but still Sojourn is just much better for DPS. This is why you always want to ban Sojourn. Great res, hooked by this guy, but oh my god, I didn't even know that Venture is in the field. Wow, and my Kiriko is AFK, so I guess I'll see you guys in the next. And of course, the game is not cancelled. If that would happen to the enemy team, the game would be cancelled. And it's not even a minute yet. I don't know why the game is not cancelled. It's not even a minute yet. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Okay, we are back at attempt number 2. Hopefully we don't get a lever in this game so I can actually get it over with the recording. On this map, actually, the spam heroes get a lot of value. I'm not really sure. My ping is going really high. I hope it stabilizes because I genuinely want to play this map. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. Anyways, I'm thinking about... oh, am I gonna DC? God. Yeah, generally I was gonna say I'm gonna go Zenyatta because Zenyatta gets a good amount of value. I'm not sure if it's a server issue because I know my internet is good, but it looks like it's my internet. Really not sure, but it does sound like it's a server issue because keep in mind we had a lever last game. I guess attempt number 2 is not it. I'll see you guys. Sorry, I choked on attempt number 3. My ping's stabilized, and I'm back. The match started. Yeah, I guess that last game. It was. Yeah, I guess it's an Overwatch issue because we also had a lead. Anyways, we're back on Zenyatta. Obviously, we started with Zenyatta. We have good synergy, map LOS, and hero picks that actually really allows Zenyatta to get good amount of value. Unfortunately, I have Tracer to get her to get banned. Sorcerer's pretty popular here. Gotta be careful of your positioning. It's definitely a reset. It's beneficial to push a Zen in with a Life Fever. Okay, it's a reset for sure. Not really sure if Hazard is going to be good. Not really used to going with or against a Hazard. Okay, good pull. Good pick. Okay. Keep the orb always on the flankers, squishies. And at least in this matchup, because it gives the edge for the Tracer to dominate the enemy Tracer. Try to discord, don't randomly discord people, try to discord whatever that your team is pushing, you know? For example, that Soldier doesn't have her abilities. And let's give the healing for a little bit in the Mercy here. Get discorded so she can get finished off. Unfortunately, she didn't. I'm gonna keep the Sojourn alive. I mean, the Life Fever because it's getting pushed. This Sojourn is definitely dead. We have a dead to right, and not only we have a discorder, but she would use all of her abilities. As you guys can see, we're kind of using our orbs accordingly, and their team comp is very not stationary, they're mobile, so it's really going to be hard to do damage, but your orbs is what's going to get value. Always put the orb at the beginning of every hit on the Tracer so you can give her an advantage against the Tracer. That's what you want to do on a mirror matchup. I guess I'm gonna DC again, but I definitely think it's a server issue because everybody AFK. As you guys can see, my Genji and the Tracer will be AFKing too, so it's definitely a server issue. Okay, back the orbs on the Genji now. Always give it to squishies. I hope that I can get my ultimate before that the enemy tank gets his ult, but I definitely think I will. Yeah, we have it now, so that's good. Okay, anticipate a pulse spawn, and I always go for the flying freak, by the way. I just like it. That Genji overextended a little bit, but well, not used, wasted visor. Yeah, they definitely will be able to touch with the with Tracer. Yeah, I don't think they can touch, but we do have our ultimate for the flux. I need to be ready, and I need to be close enough because they will definitely flux my team. Keep in mind, we also have the tree. This part in here, he's not going to see it coming. He's still discorded. As long as we maintain LOS, he's cooked for life. And yeah, I mean, the enemy team didn't really do much, but it just goes to show that Zenyatta is really dangerous, especially if no one can get to you. And really, like, yeah, sure, my team for the first time, actually, in a long time, if you guys have been watching my recent videos, is actually really solid and decent team. I'm not sure if my team is just better than theirs or their team is just really, really bad, but I'm gonna take it. But it really let's not minimize what we also did. We kind of influenced our DPS really, really well, because keep in mind, if your DPS doesn't get healed enough in mid-fights, they will have to use their abilities to escape and get out, and if they do that, it takes them out of the fight for a little bit, and their downtime goes higher because they have to chase health packs and AFK to get healed. But if you actually use your abilities correctly, discord whatever that your team is pushing, it actually makes them to go even more aggressive because they're receiving the heals and they are like whatever they're pushing, people are following up on them. So you know, like for example, if you kill whatever the Genji is pushing, he can reset his dash and he can go in. It's stuff like that. Like your team can push their advantage, and it's really important. Put the orb on the Tracer, as you guys can see. Just go to the Sigma. Like as you guys can see, we're rotating our abilities very accordingly. We don't really need to, because I've seen a lot of Zen players, they put the orb in one spot and they just never ever take it. And if you ask them, they're like, yeah, I am healing, and when you check their stats, they have like a lot of healing, sometimes even more than the main healer, and that's not really what all it's about. It's not what Zenyatta's all about. It's about enabling your DPS. Sure, I'm not saying don't heal the tank, but don't put the orb on a tank the entire time and expect to win and use that as an excuse to actually flame your team. No, good sir. Your value relies heavily on enabling your DPS most of the time. Keep your independent. Sometimes if you actually get the chance, leave the chance ASAP. That's another tactic. That's when you use your orb on, as you can see, like they realize that I'm the issue. I'm completely untouched, so that's why they went Doomfist. Good switch, but bad execution. And as you guys can see, like you always gotta enable your DPS, put the orbs accordingly. Yeah, so what I was talking about, sometimes when you're going against a Genji and a Zarya, you need to cycle your abilities, I mean your trance quickly. That's when you need to have, again, this guy is just desperate at this point. I've had no game pulled, yeah, I know that. They say that because it's an easy pull for my life hero. But yeah, every time I get to, every time I want to get to the point that I'm trying to put out for the past 10 minutes, this guy pushes me. But yeah, what I'm saying is there's a tactic that sometimes you need the Trent ASAP. That's when you put it on the tank because tanks usually take, like usually they take damage. And when you put the orb on them, you kind of get more ult charge. So the more ult, the faster the trance. But sometimes in matchups like this, you need value. You don't really need the trance that much. So that's what you can put the DPS in orb on your DPS. It's much more value. Sure, you're not gonna get as much healing or as much trance charge as if you were putting it on the tank, but you will get a guaranteed value. Because, like I said, it's about value. It's not about getting a lot of healing. It's not about, having trance every fight. If you're not gonna get that much value out of it. So yeah, as you guys can see, I really love Tracer Zenyatta, Tracer Genji. With Zenyatta, it's just such, you can do so much with them. You can cycle your orbs correctly. Sometimes the Genji, like for example, if it's a more vertically dominant map like Nubani or Paraisu or anything really, Dorado, you're gonna be seeing Genjis usually play more aggressive because it's their job. They need to dominate and contest the high ground. Then you're gonna put the orb on the Genji. Most of the time, leave it on the Genji, especially if you're going against pocket hit scan or pocket DPS or hit scans in general, because Genjis take a lot of poke damage. And the issue is, a lot of Genji players, rightfully so honestly, yeah sure they're annoying, they spam I need healing, but they don't really get healed a lot because they're kind of tough to heal, especially if you're playing Ana and stuff like that. Moira can't reach them sometimes, but if you put the orb on them, and the thing is, when they don't get healed fast enough, they have to use most of the time their abilities before they actually need to, so they don't take a lot of damage that puts them in a one-shot range and then get just burst down to hell. For example, Genji, if you don't heal him when he 1v1s a soldier, he has to use his deflect as he's going back, so he don't get into a range where the soldier can helix rocket splash and melee range, and that's really dangerous. So that Genji's usually just literally they just take one shot and they just deflect and get away. Hey, that Genji didn't really get much value, but at the same time, he kind of needed to do that, otherwise he'll be dead. And sometimes it's just most of the time you're better off staying alive than dying, right? But if you actually put the orb on the Genji, let him brush off all that poke damage when he actually needs to go away, when he actually needs to deflect some meaningful damage that gets value against the enemy team, he's going to use his abilities much more efficiently, and you're going to get much more value, and that Genji will end up, if not winning the high ground and that duel, he's going to be at least contesting that angle really, 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 actually, when you actually have no idea how effective this strat is. Anyways, boys and girls, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like the video, enjoy, subscribe, and share with your friends if you learned a thing or two. And I'll check out you guys all into the next one. Bye-bye.